Hey, everybody. We are in front of the mic with the Beyond the Books podcast brought to you by accountingdepartment.com. I'm your host, Kevin Dry, and today we're joined by the Mike DeFusco of accountingdepartment.com's marketing department here to discuss our ADC Summer Challenge. Mike, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Kevin. I'm happy to be back.
Yeah, definitely. So this is a yearly team challenge that spans from Memorial Day to Labor Day each year. Something that I think we all really look forward to and have a great time with. Dennis Najjar, one of our co-founders, he was he was kind of who created this whole thing and how the summer challenge idea came about. But now I'd like to take a deeper dive into what goes in beyond the scenes, behind the scenes, ADC Summer Challenge, how it happens each year. I know you're a big part of it being in the marketing team. So if you could give us kind of a brief refresher on the backstory of how the ADC Summer Challenge got started and we'll go from there.
Yeah, so basically, as an entirely virtual company, ADC strives to promote being active and bringing our employees together at the same time. So the Summer Challenge initially started as a walk to work challenge by Dennis Najjar, and it's kind of a play on words because we all work from home. So we're not exactly walking to work, but it was an initiative to try and get people to be active, instead of sitting in your desk chair all day, go out, walk, run, play with the kids, whatever it may be. And it kind of started as something in the early stages that was tracked on Excel as an honor program. And it just evolved into what it is today. So I think this was our 12th year this year, and we're going pretty strong with it. And participants are going up every year, and everyone seems to enjoy it.
Yeah. This is my first year doing it. I was here last year, but I'm just kind of brand new and didn't know what I was getting into. So this year, and I'm not the most active person in the world, but it's been so much fun. I've been able to just have more of a, I don't know, just spending more time with my son. He's 2 years old, so I'm running around everywhere with him, and I get to log those miles. So they add up, and just taking those family walks in the evening, really just kind of goes with our main core value of being family first, which I think is awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So it started out on Excel, so very old school, and now it's just evolved into this beautiful thing that we enjoy every year. We use a platform called Racery, and so if you could tell us a little bit more about that platform and also how the summer challenge evolved into that.
Yeah, so the Racery platform basically allows us to transform the summer challenge into a race around the world. So what it does is it's a website, it's an app, and basically all the participants are split up into teams, and we can pick a route anywhere around the world to race. This year it was like a 1,500-mile route through France, through various wine regions. And last year we were going around Brazil. 2 years ago, it was Australia. And while we're going through the race and traveling the world, we get to see images of where we are. So we're actually, exercising and moving along down roads, through towns, through cities. And when you input your mileage, it shows you where you are in France, for example, this year, and you can end up in the countryside walking along a dirt road past a farm. You can be walking through a city, and you can see people out, enjoying the city. So it's pretty neat to be able to move what would just track through an Excel sheet into a program that is, you could see places all around the world while you're exercising through the summer. And it also allows us to count all different kinds of activities. So it's not just walking, it's not just running, it's yard work, it's playing with the kids, it's gym workouts, where there are conversion rates that when you enter these things in by minute, by mile, it will have a conversion that will in turn earn your team miles through the summer. So it's really something that kind of fits everybody.
Yeah. And I'm no bodybuilder, so like I love that I can count yard work and
Oh yeah.
things like that, because it is physical labor, and it should count for something.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a bodybuilder or someone who regularly works out, you're probably more likely to win the summer challenge. So
It's interesting
but
though
yeah.
too, because some of the high mileage people that by the end of the summer, you would think a lot of their activities would just be running, walking, lifting, but we have people that rank up tons of miles with sports like volleyball, playing
Oh yeah,
soccer, whatever
they
it may
count
be.
different. Yeah.
Yeah, so all those conversion rates really, give anybody the opportunity to be on top at the end of the summer.
Yeah, yeah. I played a basketball game with some friends last month, and I counted that, and that's a lot of cardio. So we
Yeah.
didn't play well, but we played for a good 2 hours. So
Hey, the effort was
uh,
there.
yeah, yeah, we do our best. So yeah, I mean, I'm glad we didn't go by how many points or rebounds I had because I didn't have very many, but I ran around a lot.
Yeah.
So glad I was able to count that. But yeah, I mean, it seems like there's a lot that goes into this on your end. We're super appreciative of it. So what's the timeline like for each year whenever you're planning that summer challenge? What all's involved in that?
Yeah, so typically around April, we start to come together and figure out our route for the upcoming summer. So we'll plan a route, we'll get together with Racery, we'll set up all the back end stuff. And when we plan the route, we want to try and make something that is photogenic and appealing so that, like I mentioned before, when people are going through and entering their mileage, it's something neat to look at as they're being shown different little postcards on the map and things like that. So we'll plan the route around April. And then once we head into May, we will start opening up signups for our employees. So people can sign up real easy. And then from there, the it's like game time. Leading up to Memorial Day when the race begins, we are making sure everybody's signed up within the Racery platform. We are making sure everybody has a unique piece of swag. Every summer, we come up with some sort of swag item that people can use while they work out. This year, we had some phone cases, waterproof phone cases. Last year, we did a cooling towel. The year before, we did some fanny packs. So things that people can use that are ADC branded while they're doing the ADC Summer Challenge. And then it kicks off on Memorial Day. And then from there, the race runs all the way through the summer into Labor Day. And once Labor Day hits, it concludes. And yeah, so it's really fun. And basically, once it's done, the gears already start turning for where we're going to go next year.
Love it. Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I like that you mentioned a lot of the swag items. Like, even though we're accountants, we're probably the swaggiest accountants out there. We
For
really
sure. For
appreciate
sure.
the fanny packs and everything that we get just for signing up. I think that's awesome. And so another thing that I think a lot of us really like is how ADC employees are brought together. You get to work with people who, maybe they're not on your team. We are virtual, so it's not like, we have a water cooler that we can just go to. We still interact, but maybe you interact a little bit more with some people that you haven't really gotten to talk to before. But how does it bring ADC employees together? And also, we'll discuss how it promotes being active while in a remote environment.
Yeah. So the the way it works is when teams are established, we create Zoom chat rooms for those individual teams. So each team gets a unique name. In years past, teams could just pick their name. This year, we decided to name all the teams after the different wine valleys of France that we were actually traveling through. So you get put into a Zoom room with your random teammates, and it's some people that you might not work with on a day-to-day basis, so it allows you guys to kind of establish more of a bond over the summer challenge and over what people do in their free time and how they exercise, and encourage each other to go out this weekend and rack some miles up. So it's definitely a good way to come together and talk to some people that you might not normally get to talk to on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, yeah, I like it. Anytime, someone's slacking or something like that, we can pick each other up. And,
Hmm.
even if it's in an indirect way of like, not a, hey, you didn't put in enough miles this week or anything, but like just seeing someone else just really crushing it. I
Yeah.
think a lot of us do have a little bit of competitiveness in us where we want to try to catch up or at least pull our weight and, be a good teammate.
Hmm.
So, So yeah, that's one thing I've really liked, is just getting to know some people that maybe I don't get to interact with on a daily basis. So because we have a lot of really cool people here, I think the people here are what makes ADC us, and that goes all across the board. We live in different states, we come from different backgrounds. Just really cool how this is one of those activities that we do that just brings everybody together.
Yeah,
So
and
yeah, we
it's
really,
super cool how many people participate in it on a year-to-year basis, and
yeah,
how no matter where we are around the US, everyone's interested in like that common goal of just, being physical and also getting to meet more people and,
yeah,
establish a further bond with your employees.
yeah. And I will say that the scenery on Racery is much better than Northeast Ohio. So I think that's really cool how we can bring all that in. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's it's been great learning more about the summer challenge. I've really enjoyed learning more this episode. I'm sure the rest of ADC has, and the world has, and hopefully that's something that people can implement into their businesses, and
Hmm.
just it truly does bring everybody together. So with that, I think we're going to wrap up the episode of Beyond the Books podcast, brought to you by accountingdepartment.com. I'm Kevin Dry. That's Mike DeFusco, and we will ADC you later.